Nerdy, shoot the Mohawk guy!
They all have mohawks!
High fade, chartreuse with cyan highlights layered on top. Shoot him!
Podcasting from somewhere in Central Florida.
Where is the bloody rum?
I see you've tried knifey spoony before.
Let's drink some rum.
Rum is the power! Rum is the key! Rum is the thing that will set us free! Rum, rum, rum!
And nerdy.
Rum, rum, rum!
And nerdy.
Sit back, relax, remember to turn off your cell phones. For the next hour, let me be your Candy Crush.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
And this is episode 4.22. Good English curry.
Tutu?
Tutu.
Tutu.
I'm wearing a little tutu. So you had pointed out the other day, you and I have not sat in this studio and recorded in a month.
I almost forgot where you lived.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. And, of course, what do we do? We're doing it sans air conditioning today, which sucks. Sandy's car on our way home yesterday, I mean, obviously it's a metal car, the heat beating down on it, but it told air it was 100 degrees.
That feels accurate.
That's May.
That's about where I was. And it hasn't rained since December. It hasn't freaking rained.
Well, it's rained.
It has not rained.
Yeah, it's rained a bit. Here and there.
Not enough. My pond is low. That's how I gauge if we've had the appropriate amount of rain or not.
It certainly could. We need it, yeah.
Yeah, we need a lot of rain.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we've been gone a long time. I was in Europe. You were in Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, right?
Mm-hmm. And Dubai, kind of the trifecta.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to the Middle East, that's where you go.
Yeah, do all the things.
Yeah.
I felt like, as far as Europe goes, I did pretty much all the things. Lot of the things.
You did Europe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg does Europe.
1,200-mile road trip across. After a conference, then I drove 1,200 miles over 4 days.
That sounds like fun.
So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things, and of course the curry is, of course, I did go out and have some Indian food in London. Found a pretty good place in Paddington. It was really good.
You found Indian food in London? That's a shocker.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like Starbucks over there. They're everywhere.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Speaking of which, and I drank a lot of coffee, which I don't do, but damn, coffee in Europe's just better.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to trust me.
I can't tell you the last time I had coffee in Europe. So
yeah. I can tell you the last time.
Yeah, last week.
Saturday.
Done.
Yeah. Anyway, so a lot to catch up on. Let's start off. Well, thank Shannon and Dave. Last week's episode was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon and Dave. Absolutely love that.
Got a lot of compliments.
And they just sent that to us out of the blue, like, hey, we heard that you guys are going to be kind of busy and it's going to be hard for you to record, so here's an episode. And they just sent us an episode.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, maybe you guys would consider using it. We've already added the post-credit. Like,
done.
It's getting used, yeah.
Yeah. And again, I got a couple messages from people. Some of the regulars are letting us know that that's good. I know that like Donnelly and his buddy were talking about doing a Rum and Nerdy Canada, but it's like whiskey and nerdy. I think
Scotch and nerdy.
Scotch and nerdy.
Yep.
Maybe
we're gonna franchise the alcohol and nerdy paradigm.
Maybe we can do, I don't know, mezcal and nerdy for Shannon and Dave.
Oh yeah, they would enjoy that.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's also another weird thing I want to bring up.
Sure.
I kind of want to start there because this is bothering me.
Okay.
So it is the end of May 2024, and anybody on social media and following just the things of the world might have heard about last week's performance of The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Really?
Please enlighten me.
Okay, so
apparently I doom scroll past all the things that don't include the Hollywood Bowl news.
Yeah, right. Well, here's the thing. So apparently it's like the 25th anniversary of the movie The Lion King, or 30th anniversary or something like that.
It would be 30, yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's making a big deal. Lion King, yeah. So, yeah, that. So apparently there is this production group that decided that they were going to do the Lion King musical at the Hollywood Bowl as just like a one-off thing. As this, huge to-do over last week. I don't know if it was over the weekend or Friday, or it was midweek or whenever, but it was like in the last 7 or 8 days. And they they did a national call out for people to audition and kids to audition for the various characters.
Yeah.
And it came down to 3 girls and a boy for Simba.
Okay.
They were doing the final callbacks,
Mm-hmm.
the final auditions, everything else. And at the end of all of that, in walks fucking Kardashian with Northwest.
Who? What?
Northwest is the child of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
Yeah.
And they walk in.
I'm embarrassed. I know that, by the way.
Yeah. And they walk into the freaking office and we're like, yeah, by the way, we want our kid to blah, blah, blah. And the kid sings and it's fucking terrible. And they throw a couple $100 bills on the thing. It's just, no, you don't understand. We want our kid to do this. This needs to happen. And apparently the manager's there and it's this whole, the publicity that this performance will get nationally, internationally by having this performance. So they talk them into casting this terrible fucking kid.
Okay.
And so they go out and the people that had experience and talent and all that stuff were told that the part's been cast and they move on. And it's and the other side was okay. Well, they're like, well, we'll just rehearse and get the best coaches that we can get, the vocal coaches, and we'll do the best we can. And they're like, oh no, this is a walk-on role. There's no rehearsals.
What? Oh yeah.
We're going to show up and they're going to sing and dance and do whatever they want and blah blah blah. And of course, this kid has the self-confidence and arrogance of Kanye West and a Kardashian,
and the talent of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, and
perfect blend.
Yeah, so it's that's the thing. So they're terrible on stage. Can't they? One of those couldn't hold a tune in a bucket kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you know what? I think we should throw this clip in real fast.
Yeah, okay.
You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, everybody. Okay, so that's fucking horrible. Now, is it horrible? Like, I want to say this. I've got kids. You've got a daughter. You go see your kid at your school.
Yeah.
And they're not a professional performer. Totally okay. I'm not trying to shame the kid for not being a professional singer.
Yeah.
I'm simply saying, for the Kardashians and Kanye West to go in and forcibly kind of buy and push this upon her in a situation where they're completely surrounded. I mean, this is nepo-baby at its worst.
Mm-hmm.
This is, entitlement at its worst. Everything about this is, you're making society about your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate it. I hate this. I don't know. I'm talking a lot. What are your opinion? You had not seen that before. Now that you kind of have listened to a bit of it.
Yeah. I mean, it was not great, but I mean, I don't know. The entitlement part of it is irritating. The lack of quality. I mean, it took you a while to find a decent clip where the people in the audience singing along didn't carry the tune better than the person on stage, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
know.
It's something people identify with, and they're going to sing along with it in the audience, and that's great.
Yeah, from an artist integrity standpoint, like it's disappointing that the producers did that, but also knowing that sometimes you have to make concessions. It's like, hey, we're trying to get this thing funded. Oh, you're going to write us a really big check? Sure, I'll put your name on the building. That kind of a situation.
I guess I get it, but the people that bought tickets to that,
mm-hmm.
I don't think that's there might be some people who are like, yeah, I'm going to go see Kanye West Kids. It's going to be so wonderful, and maybe I'll see them in the audience, and But at the end of the day, it's like if I'm buying these tickets for this spectacle show that is remembering a milestone anniversary for something that iconic, that I kind of want to see a good version of it.
Yeah, but I mean, who put it on though? Is it was it?
They came in after the fact.
It wasn't. I know they came in after the fact. I'm just saying it wasn't like Walt Disney presents this amazing production. It was
I don't know
like a Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks, the producers kind of thing, and
but it kind of adds to this though. Here's the thing. I guess this next year's season 20 of Actors on Actors on some station, whatever. It's
a show I don't watch on a station I probably don't watch.
Yeah, it's one of those actor roundtable things where the actors talk about their craft and the industry and so on and so forth. Well-respected show. Mm-hmm. Kim Kardashian's on it. She's not an actor.
Or respected.
Yeah, but she's bought her way onto that. They're these I'm famous for being famous people. And I think it's killing the credibility of show business.
Oh, absolutely.
As an entertainment professional, I look at that and I'm like, no, I'm not a performer. No. Per se. I mean, other than being a killer podcast host.
Oh, I know. We're crushing it over here.
Yeah. we are the Kardashians of.
We're the Kardashians of rum-based podcast.
Yes.
We shouldn't be here, but you're forced to listen to us. Hey, Greg, check out my ass.
What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know if that was just a rant, but holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
We talk about pop culture things, so
sure, it's mildly applicable.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me as much as it bothered you because I didn't know it existed.
Well.
And I'm going to continue to not care that it existed, but now I'm going to continue to not care, but I know about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair.
Man.
That's fair. I just wanted to talk about something other than just what's streaming.
That's fine.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we're on season 6 now. Halfway through season 6 of Stargate.
Well, you're getting there.
Daniel Jackson has left the building for now.
Yeah, you can keep talking about your streaming stuff. I'm
watching you pour rum. I'm fascinated. I haven't had rum in hours.
What are we drinking today, Greg?
Bumbu. That's right, Bumbu.
We haven't been in this room for so long. It's like, hey, bucket, Bumbu.
Yeah. I was talking to our buddy Jay. Jay, I think he's been on the show, but peripherally. He's just
IAPA?
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah. That's right. So I was talking to Jay, and he just got back from 15 days in the British Virgin Islands. And I've got to figure out what it is, but he had a rum based that's done in I don't know one of the places down there's planted, but they do like 25 gallons a day. That's all they make.
That still feels like a lot of rum.
Well, for like we serve it around the island.
25 gallons a day, every day, always. That adds up.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't drink that.
No, but it's we're in business to serve one person. No, that doesn't make sense. But that's not a lot of rum.
Okay, but it was really good.
He said that he liked it, and it wasn't because it was the best; it was the experience of it all. But they've got an old steam engine that was it was converted into the machine that crushes up and squeezes all the juice out of the sugar cane, and it was really, really interesting and a decent one. They've got various versions of it. He said one of them is called the panty dropper, and it's that just because it has a chunk of sugar cane in the bottle to sweeten it up a little bit more while it sits there and waits for you to drink it.
Nice.
And their idea is that that's what the girls would want to drink because it's a sweeter version, and that's the reason it's a panty dropper. And I'm like, rolls eyes here. And again, Jay didn't name it. He was just telling me about it. And I forgot the name of it, which might have been good to
there you
more
go.
in depth.
We We absolutely did all of the research we needed for that little soliloquy of rum.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where's my bottle, Jay? By the way, all of our friends, when you go and have a rum and it's an interesting story, bring us back a bottle.
Yeah.
Sure, it means you have to check your bag and maybe pay some duty on it, but that's on you.
You said duty.
Anyway, other things that you wanted to talk about.
So, went over to Riyadh, and so right off the bat, I got to experience a handful of projects that I never thought I would get a chance to experience, like stuff that I've worked on over the years. And it's like, oh crap, I actually got to visit this building I worked on 10 years ago. This is amazing. Also, the mocktail. What?
Nothing.
Oh well,
I was going to say something snarky, but I decided not to.
Oh, there you go. The mocktail game in Saudi Arabia is freaking on point.
Yeah,
they are getting that country is getting ready to allow alcohol, and so everything is being prepped to have alcohol. Like all of the restaurants have bars, like they have an actual bar, and the bar is stocked with bottles. None of them are alcoholic, but they're all bottles, and they're all there, and the bartenders know how to make cocktails, and it's all they're getting ready. But their mocktail game is really good. I had a mojito over there, like a fojito, and it might have been one of the best mojitos I've ever had.
Really?
Minus the rum. Anyway. But, yeah, so that was fun. And on the way over there, I had a layover in Dubai on purpose. Drove up to Abu Dhabi, and I got to visit SeaWorld.
Nice.
The SeaWorld Abu Dhabi park. In contention for best theme park ever. It's really easily the best indoor one, but it is so good.
You've never been to Disney
Tokyo Sea?
Yeah.
Or Disney Sea? Tokyo? Yeah. No, I am not. I need, which I also need to visit. That's on the list. But
yeah,
oh my gosh, man! SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. Imagine Star Wars Galaxy's Edge quality and immersion for an entire giant indoor theme park. It's freaking nuts. And it's right across. It's in between Ferrari World and the Warner Brothers Park.
Yeah,
but, both indoor theme parks. And everybody that went to SeaWorld first and then went to Warner Brothers, or went to SeaWorld first and then went to Ferrari, they're like, "Yep, we did it wrong." Like SeaWorld ruined us for all of the other parks. It was so well done. Yeah,
that's quite a compliment.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and it felt like SeaWorld. It's in the middle of Abu Dhabi, but you walk in, and it felt like SeaWorld. It felt like PGAV. Big shout out to all our friends at PGAV. I mean, the project.
Congratulations!
It just felt like walking into a known thing. It was great. It was so good. I wish they spent that kind of money on all of their other properties, because it's just beautiful and breathtaking.
Well, I'm sorry I missed that. Hopefully one day I get to go.
I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was Adventures from the Middle East.
I don't know why that reminded me. There's another, and I think there's a possibility you and I need to watch this video and then do an episode on our thoughts on this video. Also, that has happened in the last couple weeks, the last month while we were away. There was this woman who did a 4-hour YouTube video reviewing Galactic Star Cruiser.
Really?
And she tears it a new asshole.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. And
what?
Apparently there's some really good points that she makes. But like Disney is very displeased about this video.
Yeah.
Because it goes into very specifics on everything they fucked up and why it was, like basically the worst reasons. And, from the high level stuff that I've heard, it's like, listen, it wasn't for you. And this is somebody who's a Star Wars fan and everything else, but the whole, like $4,800 to $6,000 for a weekend for two people, for the story bits that, like, I don't think that she connected with the story bits and all the interactive storytelling and things that you could do. So to her, it was just an overpriced hotel.
She sounds like one of those persons that yeah, doesn't watch any of the cartoons. Or
I think she had though.
yeah, it's the kind of thing where, and this is where I say it. If you watch the cartoons, you're familiar with the expanded universe versus just the Skywalker saga. Because if you only watch the movies, or you only watch the prequels or the sequels, if that's your entire Star Wars context, when you start getting into the third tier characters or the the placemaking, the universe,
Yeah, I get all that.
Your mind is not expanded to all of the possibilities of the universe. So right there, you're kind of going into it closed.
Well, I think that she was a super fan like us and watched all those.
Well, in that case, she needs to shut the fuck up.
Well, here's the thing. Part of it to me, and again, I have not watched this yet, so I think it might be worth us giving some go and possibly an episode on it. But because we did an episode reviewing it,
we did. I want to send a link to that to I have a Star Cruiser group chat of all of the humans that I did my Star Cruiser experience with. I want to send it to them. Be like, hey, check this out. What do you think of this?
Well, my 2 cents, having not watched the video, but I've seen some of the reviews on it and conversations on it. I get the sense that this is somebody who is much less has less means to do things like that. $6,000 is a lot of money.
It is
for that.
It is, and you shouldn't do it if you can't comfortably do it.
Totally.
Like
but
if you were selling plasma and refinanced your house, I mean, don't. If you're in that kind of a financial situation, do not do it.
Well,
oh my God, don't do it.
I get it. My point is, you're very passionate about this because you usually don't interrupt me this much.
Sorry.
It's okay. It was like, okay. Let me finish the sentence before you.
Fine, finish the sentence.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
So I think it's one of those ones where we all have to understand too that there are fans that are going to go out of their way to try and make things happen because they want to be like me personally. I'm disappointed. I never got to go. I didn't go because of the price point. Mm-hmm. And I'm a person of means, and it was still like a price point thing for me. I couldn't justify that kind of money. Now, so my point on this is for this person, it's like, okay, if I'm spending $6,000 and have less of the interactivity but a longer duration, that might have been better. But again, not everybody's built for interactivity. Not everybody wants to get in and play the game.
Yeah, and my biggest complaint about Star Cruiser is it was poorly marketed. It was poorly explained what it was. Because, some people showed up and the first thing is like, whoa, there's no pool? I bought a bathing suit. What do you mean there's no pool at this hotel?
Yeah.
That's not, don't use the word hotel. Like, complaint number 1.
Yeah.
Complaint number 2, all it is interactivity. You're paying for interactivity. That's the deal. If you don't like interactivity, don't do it. You're going to be wasting your money on scenery. Don't do it. You're there for the interactivity. You're there for the gameplay. You're there for the immersion with character actors. That's the whole point of the thing. And that point was never, I don't think that point was ever clearly driven home, explained, laid out. Like, I mean, that's the part that I think was missed a lot. But
sure.
No, that's really disappointing.
No, I mean, I don't disagree, and I saw a lot of pictures. You were riveting in your description of it when you went. It sold out so fast when they announced that it was going to be closing. I wish I would have had some notice because Matthew and I, he was like, "Hey, I'll get this, and then you can just pay me back if you want to go." And by the time I said yes, it was gone.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was. I was kind of right in the lull, right where the initial stuff had kind of started to peter out, but before the gold rush of do it before it's gone, and right in the middle ground, and again, I went as a +1, so it's like, hey, there's an extra bunk in our cabin. You want to go? Fuck yeah!
Hells to the yeah!
Not passing that up. Holy shit!
Right?
And but still,
I want to watch the video.
Yeah, me too.
I also
I want to see
wish it wasn't 4 hours freaking long, but
how on earth is it 4 hours long?
right?
Holy crap! Are there videos of all the experiences that she didn't enjoy? Or
I think it's mostly just a 4-hour rant
a 4-hour rant
with a lot of detail. It's not just like this sucks over and over and over and over. I think she really breaks it down.
I could.
Which is, I think, the thing that kind of pissed some people off at Disney, because it was like she really got into specifics. I don't understand how you could have that big of a hatred for it. I don't know.
I mean, number one, price point. Yeah, I get it. Number two, I don't know. Maybe the line at the buffet. Like I don't know, man. Like if you're actively participating, number two would be marketing.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, we encourage you to dress up. No. You should have been required. Like if you didn't go in full cosplay, like you're not getting the most out of your experience. And the person wearing the Mickey T-shirt and shorts with flip-flops standing next to you is actively hurting your experience, because it's like, hey man, I'm fully immersed. What the hell are you doing? Looks like you just got off the monorail.
They're from Dumbfuckistan.
I don't know. Here, go buy a Jedi robe. Let's make up for this. I don't know.
You're very passionate.
It's so good. It is honestly, it is one of the greatest, like, and I'm going to say manufactured immersive experiences, because obviously there's like, I went to the Grand Canyon, or I went scuba diving with sharks. There's a lot of stuff that's like that, where you're like, oh, hey, that's, you can't put a price tag on that. That's a whole thing, that's a big life experience. Manufactured immersion, where it's like, hey, I did, Sleep No More in New York, or Galactic Star Cruiser, something else where it's our industry manufactured an experience and you got to partake.
Sure.
It's got to be one of the best ones that's ever been done. It's so good, so powerful.
I feel like we're just rubbing it in that I didn't get to go now. So.
Yeah, I know.
Moving on from there. So, what else? How else was your trip? How was Sea Expo?
Oh, SEA, the Saudi Entertainment Attractions Expo.
Yes.
Yeah. Surprisingly good. I made more like business contacts at that expo than I do at IAPA every year.
Really?
The way I described it is IAPA is maintaining my existing relationships, and SEA was all about new business. It was it was really good from a business standpoint. Having
gone to European markets, I totally understand that, because again, it's we see the people here domestically all the time. Like next week, I'm at Explores Toronto, and there's a few people that I'm anticipating that aren't regulars, but it's not like going to a market you just don't go to at all. So, and it's a lot of it is maintaining existing relationships, maintaining contacts, staying relevant to the industry. Yeah. But no, the SEA Expo was really good. It was really good. So conversely, I go to SATE Europe, and they do such a great job. I will say, big complaint that I heard the most. The only real complaint: food was terrible.
I'd say Europe.
Yeah, and it's like pizza and stuff like that, but it was not good. The food just was really, really, really subpar, and it was awkward experiences. Like the first day of the conference, we go in, and there's tables already set up. So we're in one of the restaurants. They close down for our group, and we go in, and I sat at like a round. I think it was like an eight top, table, and there's a board with like different charcuterie. Or cold cuts and cheese. It wasn't a lot of stuff.
We got
a singular pizza,
hot dog slices, and a pile of cold macaroni.
There you go. And there was a singular pizza. So everybody kind of ate, and we're like, are they bringing more pizza? Can we get more pizza? And that wasn't a lot. One pizza for 8 people is, and that's not a lot. And everybody was getting ready. It's like, okay, it's been 25, 30 minutes. I guess we're going to go just do emails and network now. And then they brought a pasta dish. And then it's like, okay, cool. It's time for us to go back to the conference. Now they bring dessert. So it was like, I don't know. It felt like, in other dining experiences while I was in Italy and really in parts of Europe, they're in no hurry to get you through lunch.
Oh no,
there's not a fast lunch.
Italy, that sums up Italy in general. You're in no rush for food.
Yeah,
it's when you go to an Italian restaurant and you finally
that's fine.
And you finally get seated. That's more like you're occupying that space for the foreseeable future, and we're just going to continue to bring you food and drink until you choose to leave. Like that's the dining, and it's a good dining experience when you show up at when you show up at 4:00 and you leave at 10, and that's you're on a date or something. But
yeah, it's not like here where they're like, hurry up, get in, get out, so I can make more money off this table. It's like, no, you live here now. You should just forward your bills.
Absolutely, but like a networking lunch at a conference, that's a little weak.
Yeah. So it was little things like that. It's just the food wasn't great. The content was great, amazing. I got to meet this young lady who works in licensing and marketing for Disney or for Lego.
Yeah, totally different than Disney.
And she was giving a presentation on Lego House and the different things. So Lego is in partnership with Merlin. So Merlin operates the Legoland parks.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think that they're involved in Lego House, but that's it. They don't own the brand. I think that's just a partnership licensing kind
Explain Lego House to the listeners.
Okay, so
for us muggles out there that don't know all of the
well,
Lego
you're a little
things.
familiar, aren't you? Because it was a Theo winning.
Yeah,
a few years ago.
I am. I'm just saying you throw out Lego House like it's Epcot, and I don't.
No. So Lego House it's in Billund, Denmark. It's a big building that looks like a stack of white Lego with colored tops. Very cool building. Mm-hmm. On the inside, it's an experiential entertainment youth engagement center. Just
youth engagement center. That sounds like it's prescribed by the government to reform convicts.
Yeah, it's but there's different interactives that you can do. Like you can build a Lego ship, put it in this box that scans it, and then you can fly it through space. So various things like that.
Interesting.
Like you can, it scans it and then uploads it to a controller video gaming kind of.
And that's cool. I say interesting mainly because like you can build a Lego ship, and in my head I had like this pirate ship boat thing, and and then it flies through space, and I'm like, wow, that's some Teddy Ruxpin shit right there. Okay, keep going.
So various things like that. And so one of their presentations was, now that this thing's been open for a decade, how is it aging? Mm-hmm. So that was part of the presentation. So that was good. But it was interesting because on day one I had met her, and I'm like, hey, I just, super fan of Lego. And she goes, oh, are you an AFOL? I am an AFOL. Are you involved in an AFOL community? I am not, because my nerd only goes so far. And
I thought that's more of a time constraint.
Yeah.
Or an antisocial bit.
It might be a little column A, a little column B.
It's not that I don't want to join an AFOL community. I just hate other people.
Have you met those guys?
Community and Johnny. Those guys are fucking weird. I don't want to.
So
leave me alone. I have Legos.
Yeah. I've got Lego to build. Shut up. So she was great. She gave me her business card, which is a Lego figure.
Yeah.
With the shirt they're wearing has their email address and phone number.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful human being. We were talking about how one of my bucket list things is the whole Lego experience. Mm-hmm. That. Now, in the past, it had been they do this twice a year, 16 people per group, and that's it. So 32 people a year can go on this. By a certain date of the year, you submit your request to be in the lottery. If you're picked, they just charge your card, and they tell you when you can go. It's 1 of 2 dates.
That's great. You have to have a fairly open schedule for this experience.
Or, they know what the dates are. So when you sign up for the thing, it's you're going to go here or here, but you have to be prepared to go to either one of them.
Got it.
But they pick it 6 months in advance for the following year.
Okay. So I feel like that's enough heads up.
This, either this October or this March, I'm going to go do this thing, or whatever the dates are.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting because you spend a whole morning with the Lego master designers that design all the sets. You spend a day in the factory touring and seeing how everything's made. There's a section where you go in and you build a set, or you're part of it. You get a set. Mm-hmm. They only build 32 sets of these a year, and it's for the 32 people that go through this experience, and it's the only way you can get it is to be one of the 32.
That's awesome.
And then it culminates in the actual Lego store, the store attached to the factory that they have everything. If it's existing, if it's still in print, it's like in this store.
The Lego Origin store.
Yes. And absolutely every single thing in the store is half price for you.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it's dangerous for you.
Yeah. Like I would go and spend my kids' college fund.
Yeah.
I would come back and say, you're not going to college. You're now working class for the rest of your life.
Hey, Riley, I'm really glad you chose work because...
Yeah. Layla, you're not going to be a vet. You know, you're a dog walker.
Yeah. Or vet technician. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the lower tier is.
You're the one that cleans out the cages. Daddy needed Lego. Anyway, so she did correct me. Now they do 10 groups a year, I think.
Okay.
But she also is like, if you want to go, you don't have to pay and do the whole experience if you just want to come up for like a day or two and still get to like see the factory and do this. And like, she's like, just reach out to me. If you're ever going to come up, just come up and I'll like walk you through. Just like you're an industry person, you know, industry people should be able to see what we're doing. And so she's basically
industry people should be able to see what we're doing. That's a very good point.
Right. So as an industry professional, I have now been invited to the Lego factory.
That's outstanding.
So next week,
I'm going to Denmark.
Yeah, Sandy, I sold your car. I'm going. There's only one spot. Don't ask.
I have a lot of family there.
In Denmark?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, my name's Hanson. You didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was something that happened. We did a 1,200-mile road trip, left Verona, Italy, drove west most of the way, and then turned right and headed north.
Drove west until
the interesting
we
thing
turned some right. What?
We drove through the Alps on the far west side of the Alps.
Yeah.
And at one point, you're going through toll booths and different things, and you come up to one that says, "Be prepared to declare," and I'm like, "I do declare." And then
and the foreign custom officials did not find that funny.
No, they're like, "Estúpido Americano." Anyway, so I'm going in, and there's just this sheer mountain in front of you with a hole in the side, and we're like, "I guess we're going through a tunnel."
That's what we call the holes in mountains.
Yeah, and we for like 45 minutes, going 130 kilometers an hour. It's only like a little over 80 miles an hour or something, but 80 miles an hour for 45 minutes. Somewhere in the middle of this tunnel, I changed countries.
Yeah,
and to come out, and it was a freaking gorgeous drive. The first day of that drive was clearly the most beautiful. But we went to Wallaby Roan, this small park that's operated by a company called the Company de Alps.
Okay.
Also, they do Park Asterisk, which we did a few days later. But went to Europa Park and did a few hours in the park. Did the beer garden there in the park. That was a wonderful meal and good beer. And then Adrenaline, which we talked about last year when it won. And then I got to present.
Yep.
Did and actually, like when you go in at the check-in, the Thea Award is like right behind the check-in desk
awesome.
on a shelf.
That's
and
awesome.
We're checking in. I'm like, holy shit. That's the Thea. And she goes, oh, yes, we were Thea Award winner, very prestigious award. Like, I'm like, yeah, I got to present that. And she's like, what? And I showed her the picture of me presenting it at the Thea Awards.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. And so, and Tasha's like, hey, can you take a picture? So they let me behind the counter and they, took a picture.
This is the way all Theas should be presented at their venues.
Yeah.
Like that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. And Mac, they do a good job because, that's like at the Arthur and the Invisible rides, there is a plaque, the Thea Award-winning attraction, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
At the main sign, there's a little plaque on there. But so they're very proud. The Mac family is very proud to be winners and appropriately so.
Huge supporters of the TEA,
Yeah.
I might add, over the years. So
yeah. So all that was good. Got to do that, and then we went to this little town in the Netherlands, which was really funny. We stayed at this Best Western, and the food there was supposed to be really, really good. Wasn't so great. and then we went that following day, had a meeting, and then we went down to Paris, and on the way down stopped by Park Asterisk, saw that park for the first time, and then had a dinner with a general contracting company that's there in Paris, which was kind of cool. And then so that was a really, really long day. I do want to say, when we were in that small town where Wallaby Roan was, we stayed at this hotel that I think I told you didn't look like it had been updated or remodeled since the Germans occupied France. So
that's a while.
It's been a while. And we were walking around and found this little Cajun place that wasn't a Cajun place at all, but it was owned by this mother-son group that lived in this, or they're from this small island that was way off the coast of Madagascar. And Tosh, who I was traveling with, was like, "Oh, I know that small island country," and she showed me pictures of it. It's such a small place you can almost see across the island.
Is it the island that
Starts with an M?
Yeah, is that the one that Star Rum is from?
No. I thought Star Rum was from Madagascar.
I didn't think it was from Madagascar. I thought it was from a Madagascar adjacent. Well, God damn it, you're right. Where's Tyler?
It starts with an M.
Where's Tyler? She's supposed to be looking this stuff up.
Yeah. Anyway, while you're looking that up, so they had this, like one of those tea jars on a shelf that looked like it had a brown liquid in it with like little chunks of wood and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, that's rum that they do there. And it was very similar to that Mamajuana stuff that was from Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
But we tried it. It was really, really, actually, it was pretty good. And they recommended this restaurant across the street. They was, oh, you got to go there. And then some of the locals are like, yeah, this is the best restaurant in town. And we went over, and a couple, they didn't open until 7. So when this little bar place closed, we went across there. And it's like it was a steak place.
Mauritius?
Mauritius, yes.
Mauritius. Yeah, that's where fucking Star Rum is from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Madagascar.
Well,
so they're the Star Rum logo, for those that remember from episode where we reviewed it, it's got the outline of Africa. It has the outline of Madagascar, and then off the coast of Madagascar, there's the star from Star Rum.
There we go.
Ba-boom. Sorry. Okay.
Well, we had a different rum
from
there that was soaked in mulch and tree bark.
I do love the mulch rums.
Yeah. And
pairs well with dirt.
Right. Well, we ended up going to this restaurant across the street, and it was supposed to be a steak restaurant. It was supposed to be the best place in town. And Tosh and I are going through the menu, and we're like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's get the steak tartare.
Why not?
Now, I've had this many times, and if you don't know, yes, it's raw steak, but it's, what they do is they'll take an aged steak or whatever, and then they trim off all the excess where the bacteria would have gotten, and then they dice it into small pieces. Usually they'll mix it with onions and capers, sometimes avocado, some oil. They'll put it in a little form and then crack like a quail egg on top. This came out looking like an oversized hamburger patty with a bowl of onions, a bowl of capers, and then like Worcestershire, Tabasco, so it was like the IKEA version. We had to build it ourselves. And we both got through about a third of it, and we were looking at each other and we're like, are you done eating it? Yeah, I'm done eating this. Do we make a mistake? We made a mistake.
Do you want to go to Pizza Hut after this? Yeah. I think so.
Well, there was no food.
Yeah,
we just went back and called it a night. We were exhausted. It was a long freaking trip, but like I told you, I had this stomach bug. I swear, I think I got it from eating that.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy crap!
Yeah. I kept having, in the middle of the night, I had dreams. I had worms.
You probably do have worms. You should have that checked out.
Yeah,
got worms.
I got better.
But did you?
Mostly,
yeah, a little bit.
I'm on the mend. I mean, that was a week and a half ago. I better be better. Anyway, so we did that. We went to France. We met with Disney and saw them, and then we went over to London for a couple days and saw some more people and had a curry. Fucking good. Well, it was Indian food. I didn't eat curry myself. I had what was it? Chicken charcuterie, which is it's like in a sauce cooked, and then you serve it over basmati rice, and then we had a couple like an eggplant side and okra side. It was pretty good.
No, eggplant and okra in the same dish.
No, two different sides.
Oh.
Just trying some stuff, and of course garlic naan, which is fucking fantastic.
Garlic naan.
Yeah.
Team naan.
And then here I'm back, and that was the trip.
And then, first thing we got to do, even remotely social.
Yeah.
Furiosa.
Yeah.
The new Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
It was really, really good.
It was really good.
I know what's her name played Furiosa in the last one.
Charlize
Theron, yeah. So apparently she was like really disappointed they didn't ask her to be cast in it. But I kind of understand why they didn't.
Yeah, it was a prequel, so it was all about like her kind of origin story.
Yeah.
So yeah,
even though it kind of bookend up like you put it really, really well that this was the Rogue One of the Mad Max series. It's like
they Rogue One did, because it's one thing to have a prequel movie. It's another thing to have a prequel movie with an overlapping scene element where it's like, hey, this is exactly where that next movie starts. Yeah, you're at now. Boom. Which they did, and I enjoyed.
Yeah, no, they did a great job. There's some really interesting storyteller things, with and again, I don't want to do the spoiler alert. We're pretty late in the show, but there were little things like the tattoo map on her arm, and then how they told the story of the arm getting removed.
The story of her losing her arm. Something that I really enjoyed about it. So I'm a fan of the entire George Miller Mad Max series.
You are.
Huge fan. So the original Mad Max was pre-apocalypse, and it was kind of at the end of society, and that's just a classic cop revenge story.
Yeah.
The original Mad Max. Mad Max 2, or as you Americans will know it, The Road Warrior, was the post-apocalyptic. That's the genre setting. That's the genre defining. Well, no, because the rest of the world, it's Mad Max 2.
Yeah.
So, but in America, they're like, nobody knows what Mad Max was. Fuck it, we're calling it The Road Warrior. So there you go.
Yeah.
That movie was great, and it kind of defined the post-apocalyptic genre. I mean, that was a major defining movie. That was a huge movie in the 80s. And then there was Mad Max 3, or...
That's Thunderdome?
Yeah, Thunderdome. Beyond...
We don't need another
Mad Max
hero.
Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, we have... let's be honest. Tina Turner and the Apocalypse.
I don't know. Those legs, I would take them to the apocalypse.
So there's the original three. The original three. Mad Max, Road Warrior, Thunderdome. And then George Miller took... the creator, writer, director... George Miller is the George Lucas of the Mad Max series. He took all of those elements and he created Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road, which came out, 2017?
Yeah, about that.
19, I don't know, somewhere there. We're not good with details. He took all of those elements and made, redefined he rebooted that universe. Boom. Mad Max Fury Road, which was an amazing movie, nominated for like 10 Academy Awards, won 8 of them. Like, I mean, it fucking cleaned up. It was a great movie. Cinematically, it was beautiful. It was just great movie. I think we did a whole thing about it before. So this movie being the
2015,
Jesus. So this movie being the prequel to it, again, did a really great job in that universe, expanding that universe, giving you the origin story of his redefined universe. The different human settlements that kind of crept up, and really, expanding his placemaking, redefining the placemaking. It was brilliantly done.
Yeah.
He also threw in so many nods to the original Road Warrior and Mad Max movies. Like there were lines of dialogue, callbacks to, just little things. It was if you're a fan of the original series, there's so many little,
Mad Max is actually in it.
Nods and hints in it. Yeah, he's got a brief cameo.
Yeah.
Brief cameo.
Which it's funny because the way they did it is he's there, but he doesn't interact with the story in any way.
No, which is how he started in Fury Road.
Yeah.
Because really, in Fury Road, he's a bonus character.
Yeah.
He's like, it's really, this is the story. He just kind of happens into it, which is sort of how the Road Warrior works. There's a whole Road Warrior story. It's the story of the town, the story of that, the villagers, the story of them escaping, whatever. And Max kind of floats into it and floats out of it. And that's how Fury Road was.
Which is kind of interesting because, and one thing, when you talk about the placemaking and the storytelling and the development of that, they did a really good job of kind of explaining that, like, there was the Citadel. Now, the Citadel had the water, which if they have the water, they're able to grow. So they're food and water, they're sustenance.
They're food and water, yep.
And then there's Gastown, and Gastown is
energy.
Yeah, exactly. It's
oil. It's a refinery. That's where they make the gasoline that keep all the machines working.
Yep. And then there's this whole other town that makes all of the bullets.
The bullet farm,
and which is the power.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
But none of the three of them could exist without the other.
Yep.
So
and there was trade between them, and that was the whole. So the original Mad Max series, it was just. The oil town thing. It was just, that was the only community that existed, and they were and then there was the third one, which was the natural humans that existed in the utopia, land of plenty.
Now, is that implied that is the same area that Furiosa comes from, or is that a separate?
No, it's flat out said that she came from the land of plenty at the beginning.
No, but I'm saying she came from the land of plenty, but was the other one, what Mad Max 3, whatever, that utopia, was that the same place that?
Oh yeah, so the original three, the original George Miller trilogy, that land of plenty is the place they were trying to get to in the original Road Warrior movie. Like that's the place where the gas town in the wasteland, when they packed up and they moved on to paradise. That's where they were going. So George Miller had already kind of defined that paradise place. He had already defined the gas town place, and he just expanded on that for for Fury Road, where it's like, hey, these are really the civilizations that we need to exist.
Yeah.
In order to keep the ball rolling. Thanks, society.
Yeah.
What are you looking up? I see you.
It's like
vaguely
that movie is
cruising
like,
through
where is it shot? Texas, 2026.
No, that's not where it was shot. South Africa. Most of it was filmed in South Africa.
No, I'm just saying that the
post-apocalyptic
post-apocalyptic
where did
future.
it happen? Yeah.
America, Texas.
Did you see the movie Civil War?
I didn't. And we talked about this on another
we
episode.
did talk about Civil War.
I still haven't watched it. There was a couple others that I did see. Saw The Beekeeper on a plane. I'll rattle through these quick because we're actually pretty late in the episode. Beekeeper.
That's fine. We haven't sat down in these chairs and recorded in over a month.
Yeah.
So
Beekeeper,
Yep.
Jason Statham.
Yep.
Terrible movie. Fucking awesome movie. Terrible, great fucking movie.
Oh, so it's like the Fast and the Furious series.
Less dialogue.
Wow, Fast and Furious with less dialogue.
Yeah, no, this is Inigo Montoya, You Killed My Father, Prepare to Die meets Fast and Furious. It's just like,
wow.
It's like we loosely have some things to allow Jason Statham to run around and kill people.
Okay.
So if you like Jason Statham
and
action scenes
and killing people, there you go.
if you just like the action sequences from Jason Statham movie, do that.
That's a really great movie genre, and maybe it's not a movie genre. Maybe it's just a TikTok genre. Like, hey, what is this? Oh, this is gonna be The Rock punching things. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what that is. It's subgenre.
What is this? Oh, it's Vin Diesel driving a Dodge. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a subgenre of bad action movies. But it was pretty good. I saw on the plane Expendables 4 or 14, whatever it was. Also, again, gratuitous facilitation of bullets and death and explosions.
Okay.
And then I want to say there was a couple other ones. I almost watched Ferrari on the plane. I'm like, cannot do that.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it. Yeah.
So we've got to do that soon.
You know what I watched the entirety of on my way to freaking the Middle East? Two Body Problem.
I watched part of the first episode and fell asleep because it was in the middle
What?
of the night. It was a transatlantic flight there.
Yeah, I was on a transatlantic flight there.
I had to do things when I landed.
Okay, so we should do a follow-up on Two Body Problem when you finish it. Or three body problem. Sorry, it's three body.
I heard a thing. I didn't hear the end of it. But there's the guy that made that or whatever was this Chinese guy that bought the rights to it because he always wanted to make the next version of Star Wars, and he bought that as placemaking. He was going to do this whole series of movies and everything else around it.
Yeah.
And eventually, the showrunners from the two showrunners that did the final season of Game of Thrones partnered up with him as the showrunners, and they're like, "No, we're going to do a TV show." So
okay,
but there was some drama because the guy he had running his production company,
yeah,
was going to try and kill him.
So
I don't know.
yeah, so Three Body Problem on Netflix. Apparently, it was based off of a Chinese book originally, or was it whatever? Anyway, really, really fucking good. I won't go into any of it. But listeners, watch Three Body Problem. Make sure you get through it, and we'll talk about it in the near future.
With the regular network season ending, we'll probably need some stuff for Sandy and I to watch. So since I only got through part of it, I'll see if I can get her involved.
It starts off. I don't want to say slow's the wrong word. It's
confusing.
It's slightly confusing. It starts off slow and confusing. And you realize that you're at the beginning of an exponential curve, and it's an exponential curve of story where it's like, holy fuck, this is incredible, and everything gets explained. So by the end of it, you're not, you do not when the series ends, you're not sitting there like, what the fuck happened there? Or this is a mystery, or what's going on with these things? No, everything's explained, and you're left satisfied. Oh. It's a really good story. Really good story, really good concept. You watch it. It's fucking awesome.
Just a couple things. So, and last thing for me, and then we can kind of wrap it up because we're at an hour. But did you watch Young Sheldon?
I did. I have not watched the final season.
Okay, so
I need
you got to do that.
No spoilers,
so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We watched that, The Good Doctor series finale, which was, very emotional as well. We wrapped up over the weekend. Sandy and I wrapped up 3 different shows, and all 3 of them were really emotional tearjerkers.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how Three Body Problem is like that. There's a couple of really heavy fucking episodes of that show where it's it's really good. It's really good. It's really well done. Hats off to the production team, the actors, it's really fucking good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm
excited. It gives us stuff to talk about over the weeks to come as we kind of wrap up some of this stuff. But welcome to summer. Holy shit.
Yeah, I just wish it would start raining.
Kids are out. Yeah.
When did it stop raining in Florida? That's really fucking annoying. Rain. It's Florida. It's not Phoenix. I have not gotten any rain in months.
I feel like we have because we haven't had to put water in the pool constantly, just every once in a while.
That's fine. Where I am at, north of Orlando, just all of the cloud, you see these massive rain clouds moving in, and then they split and go right around my house, and my house is desert. If I was going to re-landscape everything, I would do it with cactuses, cacti, cacturito. Yeah, I would just desert plants.
My next place, I don't even want a yard.
I don't want a yard either. Just fucking sand and cactuses. That's it. Maybe some rocks. Ooh, rock garden.
Actually, Sandy and I are just about ready to pull up the travertine and have the pool deck poured and stamped.
Yeah, fucking do it.
We cannot keep up with the fucking weeds and vines growing up through all the crevices between those stones.
Yeah, that
there
happens.
is no keeping up with it. So we're done. But anyway, conversations for another episode later on. I'd like to start this next section by thanking Demo Dave.
DemoDavePro.com.
Don't forget to check us out at our website, rumandnerdy.com. That's rumandnerdy.com.
The social medias, we're also Rum and Nerdy, also A-N-D.
Whether you're a new listener or a long time, you can contact us at show@rumandnerdy.com.
And don't forget to support your local public media station, npr.org.
You can subscribe to our streaming service at, what was it? Rum and Nerdy Plus?
Rum and Nerdy Plus? Yeah, Rum and Nerdy Plus.
Yeah, I don't know why I decided to end this show in this voice, but I'm going to end right now. I'm done with that. Anyway, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we're glad to be back recording. It's going to be a fun summer.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
West Coast here. Holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road.
So, fast forward many decades, we're in Edinburgh, Scotland. Going out with my friends. We're choosing a spot. I choose Indian, authentic Indian. We get to the place, and it's legit. Like, it is legit. We walk in, and there's Indian music playing. There are Indian people eating, Indian cooks in the back, Indian waiters, Indian guards on the wall. I'm like, this is it. I'm home. We walked in, we sat down. And as soon as we sat, one of my friends, Steve, launches for the menu. And I was like, Steve, it's cool, man. I'll just order for everyone at the table. And he's like, oh, that's fine, Trevor. I'll order for myself, thank you. I was like, no, it's not about that, Steve. I just prefer to order for all of us, yeah? Right? You good? He's like, I don't know why that's necessary. I think I'll just order for myself. Is that okay? I was like, it's not. No, it's not okay, Steve. It's not okay, right? Because you're probably going to say some shit that's going to embarrass me in front of my Indian people, right? And so I just need you to back off for a moment. He's like, I'm sorry, what would I say that could embarrass you in front of Indian people? I was like, I don't know, Steve, and I don't want it to happen. Just let me handle this, okay? He's like, let you handle this? Trevor, I'll have you know that I've eaten curry for many, many years. I was like, Steve, this is not the time. Just let's not argue, okay? Let's not argue. It's not the time to argue. He's like, what do you mean? Why would I embarrass you? Why? I was like, there's no, you don't need to know why. Let's just not do. He's like, no, why? Why? Because I'm white. I was like, you brought it up, not me, all right?